Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm just doing a little real-time collage with me. Now I've just got a bit of a dirty mark on my page. I dropped my pen during the week and I'd also made a few little notes in there as well. So I'm just cleaning that up and putting some of my cream out. It's like whiteout tape, but cream colored to match the pages. So I thought you might be interested just to see a real-time version of how I do my page. It's not an overly complicated one this week. It was one of those funny weeks where I was kind of on standby doing a lot of driving around of my husband and my children, because he wasn't able to drive for a couple of days last week, and my daughter had exams that she had to be driven to, so I was kind of a lot of I don't want to say at the beck and call, because you do these things for your family. So I managed to sneak in a golf lesson for myself. I'm just been having a bit of trouble lately with my golf swing. I've had a bit of back pain and I think I've been trying to work around that, and it's not done my golf or my back any favors, so I had a bit of an intervention lesson. So that was really good to be able to sneak in that thing for myself in between being a bit of a family Uber driver last week. So in between all the driving around and so forth, I've recently discovered podcasts. Yeah, I know I'm a bit behind, but I have been really enjoying listening to a few different podcasts. You might be completely across them and familiar with them and like, oh my gosh, where has she been all this time? But the ones I've been enjoying lately have been, there's one in particular called Tokyo Inklings, which is by CY and Jacob, and I became interested in the podcast because I watch Job's journal. I watch his YouTube channel, and I also follow him on Instagram, and I think he mentioned it at some point. Anyway, so I went to check it out, and CY is quite interesting because I'm not sure what else he does, but he is so knowledgeable about fountain pens, and he grinds custom nibs. I didn't know this, but there are just some absolutely amazing fountain pen nibs out there that there's some that are like stacked nibs and really, and they have different names as well, like there's a like music nib, and not just your fine and your medium and your broad. And some of them are just some of the ones that he has put pictures on his Instagram. They're just they're just beautiful, and they're pen nibs, and I've been really enjoying listening to the podcast that he does with Jacob, who's also incredibly knowledgeable about fountain pens, fountain pen companies, different nib types, different nib feels. They talk a bit about ink, and the last few episodes they've covered off on the CY's visit to the San Francisco pen show, which has been massive in the world of the community of the pen community, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, and he mentioned, and I've seen a picture of a lady who does, she takes Kaweco pens, just your standard ones, the ones you pick up. They're, you know, a sort of a basic beginner fountain pen, and she custom paints the barrels, and they are just so beautiful, and the time it must take her to paint those are just phenomenal. So just learning about some really sort of niche fountain pen information, I guess. And another one I've been enjoying has been the Pen Addict. So that's been a really good listen as well. And I've also been I think YouTube has been doing some really good recommendations to me lately. Hopefully YouTube is also recommending my channel to other people. I can only hope. But it's been throwing up some really great smaller channels, which is really interesting, because for myself, being a small channel, it enables me to reply. So when people comment on my videos, I think about every 3 days I try to sit down and reply to the comments and questions that I've received on what I've posted, and I really enjoy those conversations. Now, with the other channels that have been recommended to me, I've been enjoying the interactions with those channel operators as well, and through them I've also discovered some new Instagram accounts, which is always great, because I love the inspiration that you gain by seeing what others create or how others create. And that's, I think, one of the things that I just really, really enjoy about these online sharing platforms, these online communities. It's very much can be a very collaborative and inspiring place. Yeah, obviously there's some not so great aspects to online stuff, but if you engage with the right people, and people who enjoy the same things as you, and when particularly it's quite a niche area, it can be so rewarding. So a couple of channels that I've been really enjoying lately are Monica the Journaler, and I'll put on the screen the spelling of that. She creates those sorts of sketch journals that I've been getting more into lately and reading up about and following on Instagram and YouTube. And she creates she's got quite a few videos of just really relaxing journal with me type episodes where she will visit a cafe and she will often it's a Starbucks. In fact, she has decided she's going to try and visit every Starbucks in the city that she lives, which is quite a fun goal, I think. Yeah, because it probably will take her to different areas of her city that maybe she hasn't been before or not very often. And I like her journaling style where she uses some sketching and then she comes in with watercolor, and yeah, it's just, I find it really relaxing to watch. I personally find it very brave because she goes in straight away with the pen. She doesn't pencil her sketch and then go over it with pen and then watercolor. She goes straight in, and I'm just fascinated by that because she never seems to make a mistake. I mean, I can't even put my pen down on my journal without making a horrible black mark that I have to cover up. Oh yeah. And the other channel that I have been really enjoying lately is Nadiah Kimi or Kimie. I'm not certain on the pronunciation of her surname, and she works in a traveler's notebook and has gone back into her, I guess, her archives of her traveling and her travel photos and her travel journals, and she's been sharing some of them on YouTube, as well as her she does a monthly insert, and she decorates her pages for the month up first, and then she will share the after the pen version on Instagram. And yeah, so I've been really enjoying their channels and following them on Instagram, and I'm finding their pages very inspiring. So here I'm just showing what I've popped in. I'm still sort of sticking with the spring theme, and so using some handmade papers. There's some from Origami Factory, and the piece on the left is from Zwotko Papers here in Australia. I've got my ticket from my bucket of balls from my lesson. I've got a little sticker of home because I felt I was kind of back and forth. I've got a grocery store because I was kind of back and forth to the groceries. I enjoyed a little treat of some semi-dried blueberries from the Noosa Chocolate Factory, which were just so delicious. Highly recommend. And I just finished it up using some of my favourite stamps on the page, a bit of washi tape and some sticker dots. And yes, so the stamp on the left is a Zoe Loves, and sorry, on the right, and then on the left is the Black Milk Project Soulmate stamp, which is a favourite of mine. And yes, so even though there wasn't really all that much to report last week, I still managed to cobble together I think a nice spread, and I'll go in and make some little notes later as well. So if you have any recommendations for any new to you smaller YouTube channels or interesting podcasts around journaling or fountain pens or stationery, I would love to know about it, because it's always inspiring, as I said, to see what and how others are creating. So in the meantime, I've got a little haul video that I'm going to film for you guys. So look after yourselves, stay healthy, take care, and thank you as always for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!